Hi, it's Chrissy, and I'm back to talk about my experience at the Ed Sheeran concert last night in MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. And the first thing I want to talk about is the opening act for Ed Sheeran, and that is Snow Patrol. Now, Snow Patrol is a band that I know for quite a while. I'm familiar with the sound of their music and one or two songs, but generally I'm not a huge fan of Snow Patrol. I just like their sound. So they come up and they're performing, and during one of the breaks between songs, the lead singer is talking about how honored he is to be there. So 25 years ago, they came to New York and they were performing in some place that probably doesn't exist anymore. And during that time, they went over to Giant Stadium to watch the Rolling Stones perform. And now, 25 years later, they're performing in the venue that is the home of the Giants. And I just thought that was really an amazing story that reminds me that we have to start in one place to get to a better place. And that journey is a journey, and it takes a while, in their case, 25 years. But they seem so appreciative of that experience and of Ed Sheeran for helping give them that experience. And that also really resonated with me. And I will tell you, it was probably one of the most, engaged opening acts that I've seen in a really long time, where the audience was engaged in it. So there was that. And then as the concert went on, Ed Sheeran came on, and anybody who's ever seen him in concert knows he's just amazing. I mean, if you told me I was going to go watch one man with a guitar get on a stage and make, and be one of the best concerts in my life, I would have told you you're crazy. But that's what he did. But he talked about how he opened up for Snow Patrol years ago. And I thought that was another thing that was amazing, because it's the relationships that were built earlier on in the process of Ed Sheeran, growing, have not just transformed Ed Sheeran, but also transformed, what would, sort of be his mentor. Thinking back to, Snow Patrol, 25 years ago, watching the Stones. And it reminded me of another concert experience that I had not too long ago. And I went and saw Train, and they were playing with Hall & Oates. Now, I love the band Train. I've been to their concerts before. I think they're great performers. And they were sort of an opening act. They were kind of like I don't think opening act's quite the right word. They were a lead into Hall & Oates, would kind of be a better phrasing for it. But, to think about, a year ago I saw Train as a leading act in a smaller venue, and now here they were in a bigger venue as sort of more of a leading act to the lead act. And the maturity that it takes to go from I can tour on my own to I can partner up and tour with somebody else is really pretty huge. They gave up their, Train's, solo tour, or whatever, to be second to Hall & Oates. But that experience allowed them to, no doubt, work with everyday Hall & Oates. And whether you like them or not, they're an amazing, band that has a ton of experience for a younger band to learn from. But it also gave Train an experience where they could be in a giant venue like Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena. And that takes a certain level of maturity, where you step back a little bit from your own fame to work with somebody else and learn how they got theirs and how they propelled it and how they continued to grow it. Because Train's been around for a while. They're doing pretty good. But they're not, if they want to take the next step, they have to take that next step. And part of learning that is by working with people who've taken that step. So I think it's really amazing to see that, here's two different sort of, I don't want to say genres because they're not totally different, where you talk about Train and Hall & Oates and Snow Patrol and Ed Sheeran. They're not unique unto themselves and totally different buckets of music, but they're slightly different. They all have their own sound and audience and sort of, thing, but they're all finding ways to work with others and learn and grow. And that, to me, is more powerful than seeing Snow Patrol on their own stage leading, or watching Train in a smaller venue. Watching them grow and knowing that maybe the next time I see them in concert, they'll be even that much better. That, to me, is awesome. Just awesome. And so I want to close. Ed Sheeran was amazing. He brought the audience in a way that I've seen very few bands do. And I had pretty good seats, so I'm not surprised that everybody was standing 99% of the time that Ed Sheeran was performing, but it's not something that I've always seen at every concert. I see a lot of concerts where a lot of people are sitting during sort of slower parts. I didn't see that very much here, and I saw people dancing and singing in a way that I don't see at other concerts. So there's something magical about Ed Sheeran that he's learned through the process. And yeah, that's it. It's grow, learn from your mentors, grow, take next steps, and be the best that you can be. And maybe one day you too can be Ed Sheeran. I don't know, or whatever your dream is to be. So thanks for listening to this, and I love you guys.